Before this video starts, I realized after I was finished recording that the gameplay has some screen tearing issues, so if y'all could do your best to ignore that, that'd be great, because I can't exactly re-record this, so thanks. Hey guys, my name is Alex, and today I'm on my alt account that hasn't played LEGO Fortnite, well, at all. And I was wondering, is it possible to finish the LEGO Star Wars Pass in one day? The addition of extra battle passes for all of the new modes have been somewhat controversial ever since they were introduced, especially so for LEGO. But let's not get into all that. I have a fresh start since I already completed the pass on my main account, and since the completing the battle pass in one day videos are always super popular, I thought I'd throw my hat into the ring. This video is going to be divided into two parts, the Sandbox weekly quests and the Survival weekly quests. I'm choosing to do the Sandbox quests first since A, they're stupid easy, B, I have routes planned out, and C, doing all of them will get me easily over halfway through finishing the pass. And without further ado, let's ready up and get playing. The first thing I needed to do was to get some enemies into my inventory, which already scores my first 500 studs. Next, I got some weapons and I started swinging. It was also here where I realized I could do the Try Rebel Adventure quests in creative, so that netted me a few extra 100 studs. Real riveting content here. After all that was done, I was already 2 tiers in with around 2,000 studs collected. Then I took a small fishing break for an extra 500 and made my way over to a dry valley. I found myself a cave and planted some spicy peppers outside for later. There was a challenge to destroy 40 cactus plants, so I quickly did that and went into the cave after. I built 5 of the smallest build I could for another challenge, then I blew them up. Or at least, I tried to. Then I just spammed furniture for some more studs, and then I realized that thermal detonators weren't counting for the challenge. Okay. I then also noticed I had no Rebel or Imperial pieces. Okay, maybe if I place a Rebel workbench, no. Okay, whatever, I'm just wasting time now. Back outside, I harvested the spicy peppers and made my way off to the Star Wars village to try and find out what was up with those Rebel pieces. I started cleaning it up and building the shack, and hey, the challenge started working. The problem wasn't anything with the game, but rather my brain, as usual. See, I was confusing what I had unlocked on my main account with my alt, which is what was tripping me up. I upgraded the village, and bam, Rebel pieces in my inventory. Then I had another problem. When I tried to blow up the Rebel pieces I placed down for that challenge, it just wouldn't count, for some odd reason. So I tried a bunch of pieces, and nothing. I was stumped. So I tried to do the only other creative challenge I could, place thrusters, activation switches, or dynamic foundations. That went pretty easy, and I even had a daily challenge to place dynamic foundations, so that worked out even better for leveling up the pass. Of course, I tried to blow it up for the other challenge, and I didn't think I would do that. Then I quickly did another daily challenge, and now I was really stumped. It really felt like nothing I tried would work, so I went to the Frostlands. Partly because I had some challenges I could do there. I flew past the Crash Star Destroyer and spammed down pieces again for a daily, and nothing. I was starting to get nervous. If I couldn't do those 2 challenges, it could have been the end of the run. 1,000 studs is a lot, you know? I even tried going back to the normal world, but even that didn't work. So, as a last resort, I went to make a new world, and this was the first time I had seen how far I was into the pass, and almost 8,000 studs in a little under an hour? That's way faster than I was expecting. Now I was locked in. I had to finish this. I loaded into a new world, blew up some stuff, and nothing, as expected. I was convinced this challenge was broken. Then, out of pure rage, I broke the last standing wall and wait, the counter went up? Yeah, I guess the challenge only worked if I broke the pieces in a way that wasn't blowing them up. So I did that. And with that, at just over an hour, every sandbox challenge was done. Now with almost 9,000 studs, it was time to start the survival challenges. And immediately, there was a problem. A little before I started recording this challenge, Epic made this Bright Bomber Village event, and I was super confused on how to get back to the Star Wars village. As you saw earlier, usually, when you load in, there's a character you can talk to that'll give you a pair of binoculars that leads you to the Star Wars cave, which then leads you to the village. But this time, she wasn't here, and I had no idea how to get her to spawn. I thought maybe if I placed down another village she would show up, but that didn't work. I aimlessly ran around trying to find the cave to no avail. I even left and made a new world to see if she was bugged, a go-to move for me I'm beginning to realize, but nope. So after some research, I learned that she spawns once Bright Bomber's village is level 3, which means I had my work cut out for me, at least a little bit. I finished a daily challenge to deal melee damage, which, hey, I'll take any studs I can get now. I went to do the one weekly quest I for sure knew I could do without any of the Star Wars stuff, which was a whole process in itself. The challenge was to make a guided vehicle build, which luckily there was one basically already complete that spawned at BB's village, so all I needed to do was make the tires. I then forgot you needed 5 vines to make a cord and spent a good few minutes trying to figure out why the spinning wheel wasn't working. Why is it not spinning? Hello? Listen, I never said I was good at these games. I got the cords I needed, and BAM! The vehicle build was done for an extra 100 studs. Makes it all worth it. I then gathered up the materials needed to upgrade the village to levels 2 and 3, and BAM! Nothing. Again? At this point, I was really anxious. I had this whole video planned out for so long, was super excited to make it, and now that I was actually recording it, it felt like nothing was going right for me. I was really afraid that Sorry to cut that short, but after what felt like days of waiting, there she was. I talked to her, she gave me the binoculars, and finally it felt like we were getting somewhere. I got a challenge done for going into the cave and... home sweet home. See, you probably thought I was gonna say there was another problem, didn't you? Nope, it was smooth sailing from here. I started clearing up the area I needed to build the shack in and collected some sweet scrap Durasteel for a challenge. I finished the shack and went back to the lobby to see how many studs I had and... holy crap. 600 more and I was done. I knew I could finish this now. I loaded back in, upgraded the village, and danced this guy that I thought was Spider-Man for another 200 studs. At this point, I was getting really sick of playing, to be honest. So I know this is kind of an anticlimactic ending, but I just did the final challenge of this video, and that was to build any rebel pieces. But hey, this wasn't a video about doing every challenge, it was just about finishing the pass. It's not about the journey, it's about the destination. And with that, just barely shy of 2 hours from when I started, the pass was done.
And that, as they say, is that.
If you're a fan of LEGO Fortnite and somehow haven't completed the pass yet, I'd say go for it. As you've seen, it's super easy to complete in a good amount of time, and even if you don't buy it, it's still nice to have a few extra things you can use to spice up your village. Despite all the drawbacks, I am so looking forward to doing this again next season, whatever the theme may be. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to drop a like down below, and maybe even subscribe while you're down there too. There's a link to my Twitter too, so if you want to keep updated on whatever I'm doing or you want to see some snazzy art, drop a follow there. And for one last bit of stealth promo, if you want to support me, be sure to use code ONSLAUGHTERSchool in the item shop when buying, I don't know, Buddy Holly? Or anything else in the shop? Yeah. Hashtag Epic Ambassador. That's it for this episode of The Alex Show, and I will see you all in the next episode.